Good morning, good morning, good morning to all of you. It is Thursday, March 28th. We got a lot to talk about today. I know a lot of people are excited. We got NBA, we got NFL, we got fighting. We got a lot to talk about as we expand our network and dive into it. Hope all of you having a great start to your morning. I got my coffee right here, as I always do. I used to start off with one coffee. It was good enough, and now I'm on to two. And I'm drinking a black because I've been inspired by people out there that are like, let's get back in shape. Let's get back in the game shape. People are like, Brandon, we want to see you get back to where you were in football days. And I'm like, I'm not so sure about that, but we're going to do our best to get as tight as we possibly can and get fit and motivate all of you as we move forward into our Thursday morning. We got a lot to dive into and talk about. And first on the list this morning, listen, Draymond Green gets ejected again. People are like, give him another chance, give him a hall pass, bring him back in. But look, Draymond Green, man, I don't know. Steph Curry got his work cut out for him. Like, he's got to watch this, man, the whole time. You see he got his hand right there. Like, hey, look, Draymond, come on, man. You know they got it out for you. You know what's going to happen. Your time's coming. Every time you get out there on the court, we got to watch out for you. And look, I got the clip right here. He just gets a little bit outlandish. It just he can't really control himself. You know, it's like little things happen. He gets involved with the ref, and then he's like, come on, man. He starts going a little bananas, as we know. And you can see right here, Steph Curry's right there by his side. Like, come on. Hey, Jay, keep it cool, man. Keep it cool. Let's not get a little crazy. And as he's walking away, like he can't let go his feelings, his emotions, right? Like he just can't stop, right? It's like, this is typical Draymond Green. And then bang, ejected. And all I'm saying is, some people are given chance after chance after chance. And there's some people out there right now, especially people that are watching this show. I appreciate all you jump in here. It's like sometimes we don't get that many chances. Like sometimes you get that one special chance or that second last chance, and you got to run with it. You got to run with roll with the punches. You got to make it happen. You got to be the winner of your family. Draymond Green gets ejected time after time after time. I believe it was only like 4 minutes or something into the game, and he's ejected already. And people are like, oh my God, come on, man. Like you're one of our superstars, one of our main talents. And, I'm just not too sure why he continues to do that. But also want to tell you guys, we are giving away a free Xbox and PlayStation from today's show. We'll take a screenshot of people that are in today, and someone will randomly receive an Xbox or a PlayStation. So welcome anybody that's coming in for that. And I see people that are coming in. Good morning to everybody that are in here. We'll go through this as we move forward through part of the show. And I believe we still have our breaking topic from the other day that we did not bring up. But the Baltimore Bridge collapse live updates and some things. I just want to say, look, obviously, this is something that happened. People were talking about it, and it kind of, it'll be in the news for a while, and then it kind of goes away. Like, people will forget. But there was several people working on the bridge that are in the water. There's some more live updates coming in where there were 6 people supposedly dead. Then it was possibly 8, and there's more people that they just could not find at this present time. People are still looking for these people. Like, okay, I got to tell you something. First off, if it's cold and you fall from a high, however high it was on a bridge, and it's cold, you hit the water, it's only X amount of time before you will get hypothermia, not to mention the impact of the water and all these things. I'm just saying, I feel bad for those people. This ship incident, everyone's been watching it, I'm sure, all over the media and seeing this bridge collapse and all that. It's sad. It's heartbreaking, obviously, but I just didn't want to forget those people. We didn't get a chance to cover it too much on our show. Obviously, we're sports and entertainment, but I do want to say that, obviously prayers to the families and people that are on that bridge. It was devastating, and now they're looking into all these reasons as to why it would have happened. But it's just the bridge coming down, falling into the water, the impact, not even knowing it's going to happen, and then people that are lost in the water. It's a lot going on, and we just want to say prayers to those families as that has been transpiring and going on. But let's move on to the next conversation. So yesterday, we had a conversation about Diddy, and we were talking about, okay, what was going on. Why was his house surrounded? And why did they make this like a full episode, right? Like, they didn't just go there and send a few people and check on some stuff, or maybe arrest Diddy or have a search warrant and then go to the facility or go to the houses or go to the LA home, Miami home, and other locations that they keep on continuously searching. They didn't do that, right? And go out there and just say, hey, let me see what's going on. They sent this whole fortress of things out there, and it's kind of crazy. But his connection now obviously was arrested. So former Brendan Paul, former basketball player at Syracuse, was apparently his connection here arrested on drug possession. They're saying, hey, this is what was really going on here. And this man is associated with supplying that, working in production with Diddy, yada, yada, yada. And you kind of see them here. Diddy's right there. They intercepted the plane, right? So the plane's getting ready to take off. I guess this guy's bored and they start searching him. And there you go. They're finding all kinds of things there. So I just want to say Diddy is in some serious hot water. And I don't know why they made this so, I mean, obviously there's bigger conversation. People talking about trafficking. Won't talk about what kind of trafficking on here, but different types of thing, arrest, drug possession. But realistically, are they making this a bigger deal from the start? With this, now this guy being arrested, Diddy's not arrested. Other people are getting arrested. Will P. Diddy get arrested in the next coming days, right? That's what people are starting to say. They're starting to say, yeah, we are going to see that happen, which is going to be detrimental to the music industry, detrimental to a lot of people surrounding him. Obviously, he's got a house down here on Star Island. I live down here in Miami. That was a big episode over there in LA, his family in general. But all I'm saying is, do you guys think watching this right now, did they go out there and handle that appropriately for what they had? Was it worth that massive production of people and tanks and vehicles? Maybe so. Maybe not. I just want to know what you guys think, because I'm watching it going. They have this whole thing rated FBI mission as if they went in there stopping the biggest drug bust. I mean, in history, it was a lot of people there. Do you think they handled that properly, or did they overuse their power? Right? That's what people are talking about. Whether they did or didn't, they're looking for something. And now that this guy's arrested, and I don't know if we have another picture. Howard, do we have another photo behind here? I don't know if we actually had another picture of the plane. Oh yeah, here we go here. This was what people were seeing of Diddy kind of pacing around, right? Like, I'd be pacing around too. Like, they have your house surrounded. Like, they have people being arrested. People are coming out in there. I just don't know what's obviously going through his mind, but I can tell you there'd be a lot of pacing going on, and your mind would be going crazy looking to flee, not knowing what they're looking for. Now, obviously, his attorney and people were saying, look, we got nothing to worry about. Well, somebody's got something to worry about, because I don't think they would surround your house and go in there crazy, busting stuff down, searching, stealing, or taking laptops for evidence, documents, and all kinds of things. I'm not saying Diddy's guilty. Love this music. It was great for a long time. But now all this stuff is coming out from woodwork. They're talking about Tupac. They're talking about Biggie Smalls. They're talking about Cassie, obviously, his former relationships, trafficking, all kinds of drug, all these kind of things are coming out now. And it's like, something happened here, right? Like, what is going to come out? I wonder what you guys think about Diddy. But moving on to the next topic of conversation. Logan Paul is coming out now more than ever saying that he was experiencing suicidal thoughts, right? So you got Jake Paul in the media all the time, boxing moving up in the world, Logan Paul moving up in the world in boxing. And then Ryan Garcia stepped out and said, hey, don't buy Prime, don't buy his drink, because he's supporting a negative cause in some kind of weird connotation kind of way, where Logan Paul is there, well, quote unquote, allegedly, Ryan Garcia is saying that Logan Paul is in some weird type of situation going on with kids and all kind of craziness. And so all I'm saying is this is getting even more interesting. He said, well, the suicidal thoughts were coming from the crypto zoo. And when he lost a bunch of money in crypto, where he told people to buy this crypto and then it didn't work out, and then he had lawsuits pending saying, hey, you told us to buy all of this. And he also offered back XYZ money, like $1 million or something like that. Depending on where it was, he offered money to give back to people that lost money and the things that he told them to purchase, which was, I thought that was interesting. It was actually a good idea, and it kind of showed faith in what he was doing. But more importantly, Logan Paul having suicidal thoughts, right? It's like you finally get to a position in life where you're just rising to the top, right? You're making a lot of money. You're enjoying life. You're traveling. You got a whole bunch of stuff going on. You have obviously a lot of entertainment, whether it's planes or nice cars or properties. You see Jake Paul move to, Puerto Rico, chasing his dream in boxing. He's got all kinds of great fun toys and all kind of things. And then you get to a certain point of life where you're like, what do I do now? Like, you're so much in the media, you're building so much, you're making so much money. And you find that these people start experiencing all kind of different, I don't call it weird, it's different and unique or whatever to my lifestyle. But you see what they do, what they're starting to buy, the things people they hang out with. They start doing weird things that people are starting to call weird. And then you're seeing now Logan Paul having suicidal thoughts. And I want to know what you guys think. Like, do you get to a certain point of your life where you're just like, okay, I made a lot of money, I'm living good, I got everything I want. Life is great. All of a sudden you're like, wait, am I happy or not? Like, does that happen to a lot of wealthy people or people that hit a certain status quo where you're so engaged in life, you're living so well, you have all this, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, what can I get now? Like from this high, like whether it's drugs or not, it's like, what can I do to feel good about my life? Like, is that what happens to people normally? Like, I'm just saying, because every day they get up, they have all these things that a lot of people really don't have. And it just turns into like some sort of irony of like depression, right? Like you see a lot of wealthy people extremely happy. Well, it looks like from the outside, like, wow, look at them. They got all these great things and they're not stressing about money, right? They're living so great. Or this guy has all these girlfriends, or he looks like he's loved by everybody. And then you find out, oh, wait a second, he's not really that happy. I thought he was happy, but maybe he's not that happy. And then so all I'm saying is experiencing suicidal thoughts is like, really? Like there's people that are on the back burner, don't have shit. They're the ones the experiencing suicidal thoughts. But apparently that's the story of Logan Paul. Hopefully that's not the case. But now people are talking about, well, Ryan Garcia is talking about Prime and his drink and how that's bad and heading into the wrong connotation. You can look that up, type in Ryan Garcia. You'll see what I'm talking about. Moving on to Vince Young. So Vince Young gets knocked out in a bar fight, right? So if you didn't watch Vince Young years back, grew up, played for Texas, was a beast quarterback, gets to the NFL and he's balling, right? Like Vince Young's this big, massive dude, and everybody's like, wow, Vince Young's a beast. He's breaking records or whatever the case may be. And in college, he was unbelievable. Let's check out this bar fight to see here if I have this clip here at the bottom. Okay, here we go. So Vince Young's in a bar. Thank you. I think TMZ actually had a clip of it too. And we got it from there. But so these guys are there in the bar at the top of the screen here. You're going to see them move in a second. They're there, and Vince Young gets into a little bit of a conversation. Then you start walking down here in a second. You're going to see Vince Young there in the black. He's having an altercation at the top right of the screen there. And okay, here we go. Now, someone's not happy about something. Now, this is the situation. Why would you even put yourself in this situation? Like, you're Vince Young, right? Like, now we're going to start doing all that. I would just say, look, man, I'm bigger than you. I'm better than you. I'm just going to walk away because I don't really need to do this. It's not really worth it. Now, depending on what they said, right, might make you mad. Maybe you might want to knock somebody out. So now you got guys on your neck. You got your boys trying to hold you back. But I got to tell you, I wouldn't want my boys to hold me back in that position. I'd be like, I think we slid off the screen here, Howard. It gets knocked out here on the corner of this screen here. So all I'm saying is you're one of these guys where you're actually have been important for a long time. You get into this, and then this guy gets knocked out by the guy here, rips his shirt off here, just not even looking, just swings and knocks him out. I don't know if we can fix that where you can see it a little better, but
that's the whole clip.
Yeah. So, but at the bottom screen here, there's a section where he actually gets knocked out. But anyway, long story short, yeah, Vince Young in a bar fight. I'm not sure that's like the smartest thing to do, but if you watched him in college, he was a beast. And if you watched him in the NFL, it was like, Vince Young's the man. And then now he's in a bar fight, walking around, gets knocked out by a random guy in a bar. And it's like, I'm just saying my life, like, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm not saying you're getting altercations. I'm not saying people can't make you mad. I'm not saying you don't blow a few sometimes. Everybody does. But all I'm saying is this, you get to a certain status quo, you're like, hey man, I'm living good, right? Like some guy talks shit. You're like, obviously I'm Vince Young. You're Joe Schmo. Like you're not doing anything. Or maybe you thought you're doing something, but I'm over here living my life. Great. There's really no point to even engage in that. It doesn't make you better. It doesn't make you bigger. It doesn't make you tougher. It doesn't make you stronger. And Vince Young gets knocked out in the clip. So it's like, that really doesn't even make any sense. He gets laid out on the floor by some random guy in a bar. Like that makes national news probably more than your Texas debut or your NFL debut out there, because people are like, for some reason, love negativity. So instead of watching you win, they're like, hey, Vince Young got knocked out, right? So now it's going to spread like wildfire and people are going to talk about that. I'm just saying that's the conversation of Vince Young for the future. Like, hey, I know Vince Young, he got knocked out, right? So let's move on to the next part of the show. Caitlin Clark offered $5 million to play in the Big Three. Now, Caitlin Clark, obviously one of the best basketball players of all time, college basketball, leading scorer of all time, went to Iowa. She gets offered, okay, now Ice Cube is a big part of this, owns this Big Three, 3-on-3. They got people in there. They said it's too aggressive for Caitlin Clark. They said Caitlin Clark would not be able to handle this type of basketball, right? Because Caitlin Clark wouldn't be able to handle those kind of, like the competition. It's all rough. And they said it's like prison ball, right? Here's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Caitlin Clark is going to be the most aggressive person, like prison ball, like that's a little bit much. But what I am saying is Caitlin Clark is one of the best basketball players of all time. They're saying, oh, she wouldn't even score. She wouldn't even score in this league. I hate to break it to you. Caitlin Clark's going to score in every league. I mean, I'm not saying that she can play in the NBA, but what I am saying is if Caitlin Clark's in the NBA and you pass her about the three-point line and she's open, she's going to score. I don't care what anybody says. I know it's a girl. I understand that. And I'm not trying to be up here and be a women political advocate or tell you, oh, you know, we should be out here excited to watch women play basketball. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is when you're the all-time leading scorer in the history of college basketball, went to Iowa and receiving all these accolades, a bunch of NIL deals are coming right now, and you're going to say, oh, Caitlin Clark wouldn't even score in the big three against women? She's going to score. Like literally, if she's in the NBA right now playing for the Lakers, LeBron passes her the ball, she's open at three-point line, she's going to make some shots. Like she's going to score. She's going to be great. She's going to be talented. She's not going to beat anybody one-on-one. But in the big three, playing against other women in basketball, she's going to score. I don't care if it's prison ball or not. Like she's that damn good. And so they offered her $5 million. And Ice Cube's like, I'm just waiting for a phone call back. Like I'm just waiting for Caitlin Clark to call me back and say, we're taking it. And so listen, if you're in here right now, good morning to you. If you're new in here, good morning to you. As we expand our show, I appreciate you guys. But I'm just saying, look, Caitlin Clark's a beast. She's going to score no matter what league she's in. And if I was her, $5 million, I'd be taking that because all I'm saying is NBA makes a lot of money. WNBA, moving up, right? Moving up, but nothing like that. To just get $5 million and you can still participate. They said, look, you can still participate in WNBA. This is just to join the big three and do this whole deal. Get $5 million for branding, advertising, all that. And then you could still go play in the WNBA. So all I'm saying is if I'm her, I'm signing that contract, maybe negotiate the contract a little bit. They'll offer you 5, maybe you go to 7, yada, yada, yada. I'd take that contract, go out there and show people, look, I'm the best basketball player of all time as a woman. That's what I would do, and she might do that. Moving on to the show quote of the day. We appreciate you guys for our first half hour of your morning at 10 o'clock. Here we go. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. And I love this quote so much. If you're watching this right now, you got to read this to yourself at least one time, right? I read it twice or 3 times every morning, but you got to at least read this once to yourself. Walk away with this on Thursday, and you got to understand what this says right here. You don't have to be great to start. Like you can start anytime you want. You can just learn. You can get better. You can grow. You don't got to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. And all that means is everybody sits back and goes, I'm almost ready. I'm almost prepared. I'm almost ready. Let me get started. I'm almost ready. You're not going to be ready, so just get on there and get going, right? Whether you do what I'm doing, up here and talk and turn this shit on and have a conversation, you got to start at least if you want to be great. But you don't got to be great at first. Get up there and do what you're doing, learning, whatever kind of facet you're in. I always go through sports, entertainment, business, whatever the case may be. But it's so important to get up and just get started, right? Little preparation. I'm not saying get out there just, cold feet and not worried. But you got to get out there and start at some point and just get out there and get your feet wet and get started and say, look, it's my first day on the job, second day on the job, and every day you're going to get better. Every day you're going to improve. You're going to move forward. You're going to get better, and life's going to get better. And guess what? If you start, you have a chance to be great. So read this to yourself. I hope all of you that are in this morning read this as we move forward. And don't forget, I appreciate all of you for hitting the like button, subscribing, and watching the show. Sometimes we have a lot of people, sometimes we have little people, and it keeps moving in different facets. All social media is growing. I thank all of you for doing that. And listen, it's Thursday, so tomorrow it's Friday, which is going to be great. And we got a lot of surprises. We're giving away a free Xbox and PlayStation as well. It will be announced and messaged directly to you. I thank everybody for joining into today's show. It's been a pleasure to have you guys on. Hit the like button, subscribe, and make sure you leave a comment. I thank all of you. I will see you guys first thing tomorrow at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Until next time.